By January 1997, Lara Croft, the tough and sexy heroine of the Tomb Raider video game, has battled her way through controversy to find a spot at the top of the sales charts worldwide.
It was even more of a phenomenon in the European continent. I mean, across the European continent. In fact, Tomb Raider is a bigger deal in Europe than it is in the US.
We knew at some point in development we'd got something special and different because there was so much interest into the game. But, you know, we were incredibly naive.
Lara is an unexpected breakthrough.
We were way undersupplied at the time. It took us forever to get back into stock. We just didn't know what the consumer was going to demand on this.
The buxom babe is leading a revolution.
The environments were so real. They're also exotic. Lara Croft's been called Indiana Jane, the female equivalent of James Bond, and she very much is that.
Tomb Raider goes on to sell more than 4 million copies, and its star appears on more than 40 magazine covers worldwide. Fans and her creators are crazy about her.
People ask questions about her like she's real. They want to know where she is, where does she take vacations, where does she go away, what does she do in her spare time.
My mom is very worried. I haven't had a date in a long, long time. Lara Croft is very, very real to me. My friends say she's too real.
Since Lara's busy exploring the depths of the world and stuck inside her virtual environments, each year a lovely lass is chosen to represent her at special events.
We have a little entourage that she travels with. It includes 2 makeup artists, a handler, if you will, and 2 bodyguards, because she really is swarmed at the show, and now people look forward to it.
But some of the real-life Laras cause real-life problems.
Rona, she just started saying that she was Lara Croft, and Lara wouldn't do that. Lara wouldn't open a EB store in Derby, England, and it's like, well, yes, she is. You're Lara Croft. We're paying you. Get your ass up there and open up that store. So, you know, but she still was the best. Noah McAndrews was a fantastic model until we found out one day when a Playboy showed up on my desk with her on the cover, which was at first exciting, but then when you went and saw the pictorial, that's something Lara Croft would never do.
Or would she?
There was a site that was strictly set up to essentially exploit Lara and to show her naked. That was not how we wanted our image portrayed, really our corporate icon portrayed. And so we went after them with a vengeance, and we shut it down.
Core Design is given a tough assignment by parent company Eidos. Deliver the next Lara game in time for Christmas 1997.
And almost everybody expected a second game, which was strange to us because we never even thought about doing one.
What Eidos did was go back to Core and say, look, we've had this success. We've got to figure out a way that we can get this game year in and year out.
We actually developed it over about a 9-month period, which was madness in hindsight.
This time, Lara is teamed with a powerful partner.
Well, right after Tomb Raider 1, we then signed our exclusive agreement with Sony.
And, you know, Lara became sort of an icon that was very much associated with Sony and with the PlayStation 1.
For the Core Design team, making another Tomb Raider gives them a chance to take care of some unfinished business.
There was so much that sort of ended up written on that sheet of paper that was there through the development that didn't make it into this game.
For the first time, the mystery behind Lara's missing locks in Game 1 is revealed.
We had the ponytail in through all the development in the original game, and we just couldn't get it to work properly. It just would come through a body, go through a backpack. Miraculously went from having this long, lovely ponytail to sort of having a bob.
Tomb Raider 2 is ready for the 1997 Christmas rush.
They wanted her to have more purposeful sort of missions, to be fighting against something.
In the new game, Lara races from Tibet to Venice to keep the Dagger of Xi'an, an ancient icon possessing great powers, from falling into the wrong hands.
Her motivation was the challenge. Very, very alike to Indiana Jones. It wasn't financial, it was none of that. You know, we always said she was very financially well off from her background, from her breeding. So her challenge and her motivation was really the buzz of the experience.
Along the way, she must battle sharks, eels, killer Dobermans, warrior monks, and crazed cult members.
And Lara's the only character that could sort of save the world.
With the new game comes a new wardrobe.
We'd said, look, she's been through all these exotic locations in the world, and suddenly she's going to go into the ice and she can't have her little shorts, bless her, she's going to freeze. So we looked at, you know, the bomber jacket and different things that we could dress her in, but that were still in character.
Laura's modes of transportation.
Lara in a boat driving around Venice was so great for us to do.
And technological advances refine the beauty's features.
So Lara physically, you know, she went from having sort of, I can't remember the exact number, but 180 sort of polygons, things that make her up, to maybe 200. So suddenly she became a little bit smoother.
The extra polygons enhance Lara in more ways than one. IDOS releases her measurements as 38, 24, 34. This causes an uproar.
She's unproportioned. That's not natural. You know, physics aren't, it doesn't work like that.
We never intended to be sexist, and I hope we never came across as sexist. This was a character that we created and loved. I mean, we love Lara.
And fans love Lara's new look and the new game. With smoother gameplay and more complex puzzles, Tomb Raider 2 sells more than 2 million copies, only weeks after its release on PC and PlayStation in November 1998.
It's that horrible word, and it's that must-have. It was a must-have game. People that had PlayStation, and it became their lives. These people, I know people that took weeks off work and sat in a room, in a dark room, and played Tomb Raider.
Other video game companies now have their own babe-like characters. Lara seems to have proven that girl power is dollar power, and that she is the reigning queen of video games. There are Lara Croft books, and plans are announced for a live-action movie featuring Lara's character. And the animated actress is invited on tour with one of the world's most popular bands.
It's you two on the phone, it's like, yeah, wow, you know.
I thought it was a joke when I got an email from Agent Smith at Core saying, Bono called us, he wants to have Lara Croft on the Pop Mart tour. You know, Paul, it's the tour with the huge video screens. They want to have Lara Croft on there.
It was just like, you know, Christ, these are huge, huge, huge megastars, and they'd like to use Lara. It was such an honor, really.
Lara's invincible. In November 1998, Tomb Raider 3: Adventures of Lara Croft is released.
Tomb Raider 3 had a lot of suggestions from gameplay that we took from the gamers and the folks from Core, you know, digested them and picked the ones that made sense and actually put them in there.
Lara's new quest has her searching for an ancient meteor that possesses life-giving powers, set in 5 dazzling new locations, like India, Antarctica, and England.
Her look, she was further developed. She had more outfits. She became a little bit slinkier in her movement. We sort of reanimated, we reinvented it almost. We sort of re-looked at all of the moves that she'd had and changed them all.
Let's meet the new, more limber Lara.
We introduced elements that we'd never had before, crawling. We sort of went a lot more on the climbing element of it and the monkey swing element of it.
New vehicles. And even more evil enemies. Initial sales are promising, but for the first time, reviews are less than glowing.
You know, for me, as a consumer and player of the game, as well as obviously being responsible for it, I think the third was probably our weakest.
Your perception is bad.
I don't know about that.
Lara's fans were disappointed, but nothing could prepare them for what would come next.
Don't you think you've seen enough?